Record. Oh, can you chat? Can you speak instead of chatting? Because sometimes I don't check the chat. All right. So what do you have to do on the backend side? If you already have the email and password, you can look at your code. It's okay. But yeah.
I have to save it on the backend side, like document of that data.
Yeah, in general, yes. More clear, more detailed.
Then I must.
That's later. That's for login. So first, we have to check if the user already exists or not, right? First thing first. And if that user exists, we're not creating a new one. Okay. So if that account doesn't exist, that email here doesn't exist, what's the next step?
We encrypt the password.
Yes, we encrypt the password. And then
we load that data to the document in the backend.
Yeah, we create a user by saving the information. Password has to be hashed already, right? So we store the email and the hash password inside our database. Okay. And then we return the new user. Right, next step, login. We also have email and password. How do we log in? What's the logic behind on the backend side?
When the user input the correct password and the email, the backend will generate a token and give us a token.
Yeah, in general, but more detail, step by step.
So you hash in the password first, and then you compare using.
I hear something. Again, please.
Sorry. So you're using JSON Web Token to compare the password, and then you check if that user and the passwords are right or like exist in the database, and then you log in, and then you send token in the authorization in the header.
Yeah, correct. But before that, there's one more step you have to do. Same thing. You have to check the email if it's exists or not, right?
Yes.
And then from that email, you have the user object. And then inside the user object, you have a hash password, right? And then you can compare the raw password with the hash password. If they match, we generate a token. Right? That's the whole point. And then we return the token along with the user object to the client, to front end. Right? That's about registering and logging in. So next step, which is the most important part, token. How do we use a token on the front end side? You don't know?
So we send a token inside we create a field in the header of the request or authorization, and then we just use in the bearer token with it.
Correct. So all the subsequent requests, we need to attach the token to the authorization header. And okay, next question. How do we check if a user is logged in or not? In, for example, in a get notified request here.
We check because like when we log in, we send back the user field in the request. So we just check if there's a field, the user field in the request body or not.
Wait, that's
right.
Not really.
We check if the token exists and if the ID of the user fit the ID of the existing ID.
Yeah. So every subsequent request, for example, this request, right? In the headers, we have a key called a field called authorization, and we also have a token. And then on our backend side, we will have a middleware to check this token if it is valid. Right. So how do you know if it's valid or not?
The token has an expiration date.
Yeah, it has to be not expired, and it has to be inside our database somewhere that belongs to a specific user. Okay. And if the token is valid, we can either call next or before next. We can attach the user object to our request header, request object, and then we don't need to find the user again in the subsequent controllers.
Wait, so before we go to next, we have to attach the user object.
Yes. So remember, like request.user equal to user. So that's like, I mean, we pour more water into the bucket before we pass it out to the next guy, right? Okay. Right. Extra questions. How do we check the type of the user? For example, here, I have this user, which is a normal user, or maybe a, how do I say, a host user. So how do I check the type of the user? Okay.
If the type is different than the host, it will return error.
Okay, that's a whole bunch. Yeah, we create another middleware to check the type of user, right? If the type is not what we want, we just respond with a 401 status, not allowed. If the type is exactly what we want, we just call next, right? No code, just logic, right? We can, that's the whole point about middleware, the authentication on the backend side. Later this week, we will learn how to handle authentication on the front end side as well. So this function is very important. This how do we say? This endpoint is very important. We're gonna use this later for our project. So you better have this. You better have this endpoint. Right. So that's the whole logic about the authentication. Do you have any questions?
Then when you log out, then
Oh.
you log in again. Yeah.
When you log out, if you don't saw token inside your database, when you log out, you just need to clear the token on the front end, right? Just like forget the token.
Actually,
but if you store the token in your database, you have to delete that token as well in your database. Okay.
So, what is your recommendation? What is it? Should we store the token in the database?
I would not store token in my database, but I will have another mechanism to manage that. That's more complicated stuff. But right now, just store the token in your database. It's okay. Okay, that's it. Do you have any question before we move on to today's topic? No. Can I just delete the content is in authorization database? Yeah, you will have to. So when we check again, yeah, that's what I want to say. So you use the token inside your header, right? On the backend side, you use a token, you find the exact token in our database, delete that. Also, on the front end side, remove that token as well on the header, and then the user should be logged out. It's not logged out, but you cannot find the token database. That means the token is invalid, right? How to modify header, right? That's the front end part. If you want to do it, just do it like this. Or remove it. No, something like this. Or delete this. Okay.
Where do you get that?
Here. I forget which one we are using. Okay, Airbnb. This one. Just delete that. So that means you're clearing the token on your header.
Is there a code?
Coding way. So coding way in your logout, I'm gonna create a logout somewhere. It's not actually logout, but it's not a coding way, but automatic way. other request, URL, or logout, something like this. Okay. And then you can try test if pm.respond.status equal to 100. Then you can copy the exact same thing, not really, but you can copy something very similar to this. Get request. Where is it? Where is it? Log out. Testing. Okay. So now we can remove it to empty string. It's okay, empty string, or you can just remove it. Right? So I'm going to save this one, URL, or logout. Save with a different name, logout, for example. Right. So on your React app, you can do, for example, local storage remove and the name, remove item, and then the name, the key, token. That's it. We will learn it later this week. Don't worry. All right, I'm going to save this. Do you have any other questions?
When remember there's a problem when we log out before, but when the token is deleted in the database, you can still log in with the same token. No, you cannot. If the token is already deleted from the database, you cannot log in, you cannot authorize that user. I'm sure. Because oh God, I cannot see my. We had the problem last week when we log out, but then we can still log in with the same token, despite the fact that it's already deleted. And then we have to add in ID. So depend on how you structure your, how you write your code on the backend side. For example, I'm gonna log out now. So here I only have login, right? So I'm gonna write route log out, for example. Okay, log out dot get log out. So I can define logout function right here to keep time. Function logout equal to async. Wait. Async logout. Here I define a controller right here, so I don't have to import it. And what should I do in here? Remove the token from the database. Yes, remove token from the database. So before you log out, you need to check login required, right? So if you have a account, then you can log out. If you're not in, you cannot log out, obviously. Okay, now so we have something called a token authorization in our headers. So how do we extract that? I'm going to call token equal. So you can use try and catch. Log error and then respond JSON. You already have you have done this already, so you don't have to type. I'm going to say an error. Right. So here we go. Const token equal request respond and next, right? So token from request body, request object, request headers, dot get authorization, or you can call dot authorization. I think, yeah, that also works. Right, but now we need to extract the token. The whole string will be bearers by and a token, right?
Can you move the tab? I want to see what tab you're on. Yeah.
Replace bearer. Remember the space, and we replace bearers by with an empty string. So what we have here is a token. I'm going to show you token, right? Console log and then I'm gonna send OK. Okay, now let's try to call this endpoint. First, I have to start my server. Oh, error, login file is not defined. I need to import it. Cause,
Should you write the function directly in the root?
yeah, you should write it. You should write this in auth controller. Yes. Where do I have that? Middleware auth, right? Okay. Everything is fine. Check it. So now, if you want to log out, I hit send. I should see OK, right? And check your log. You see the token, which is correct. So right now we want to find the token in our database. So I'm gonna. You don't have to find it. You just find it and remove it. So I'm going to do await. Await. Oh, it's already inside your user object. You don't have to do that. So there are two ways you can directly delete the token from the database, or you can modify the user object and save it. Two ways. So I'm going to console log request a user object, and now I hit the endpoint again. You should see the user object. Oh wait. So why now it's failed? Because request is 200. That's why it removes the token. Right, log in again. So I think I need to disable this code first. Okay, log in again. And then, yeah, so that I have the token, and now token is still there. All right, I'm gonna copy and save this code. Okay, so now check your terminal. You see the token, the user object, right? So now we want to remove a token inside this array. I don't know which order, but I don't know which position or index, but I just had to remove one of them. Okay, what's the code to remove? All right, filter is okay, or splice, both are okay. So let's use filter request dot user dot tokens dot filter element that we keep all of them that doesn't match a token, right? So now again, save it. Oh, no, I'm not going to save it. I just remove it and then console log it right away here. So I'm not modifying anything in my database yet. So again, as you can see here, we have two tokens, right? So I expect to see only one. Okay. Oh, yeah, right. Filter return a new object, a new array. So request a user the tokens equal, right? Again, send. Your terminal. Okay, now our token arrays only have one element. That's great. Now we need to save that to our database. Request dot user set, right? But we need to use await, and that's it.
Now please try log in with the deleted token again. See if it works.
Okay, so I need to respond properly now. Respond JSON status. When you log out, just 204. 204, and I'm gonna end it. All right. So here we go. Everything's fine. Okay, let me log out properly. So right now I still keep the token, right? I still keep a token in my variable, in my environment. I just delete from my database. Okay, 204. Now if I hit log out again, I see the error, which means the token is already deleted from the database, and I cannot use that token to validate myself.
Can you log in again with that?
No, it's not login. It's using the token to send a request. So now, if I keep using that token to get my raw file, for example, here, I should not see my raw file. I should see 401. See? So everything is fine. Something must be wrong in your code. Right. So now we need to make it automatically deleted. The token will be automatically deleted from our headers. So let's do something very similar. Copy, paste it here, change it to an empty string, and that's it. Change this one to 204 as well. So now I log in, and you check your environment. You see token is there, right? And now I'm gonna log out. Okay, 204. Token is on, which is fine, correct. And that's pretty much it. Can we cut? Okay, pop, remove the last element, and we are not sure if that token is the last L. No, wait, no. What if you log in on two different devices? You don't know, right? Right. All right, that's it. Do you have any questions? No. All right. Okay, when do we do request or save the deleted token from the database? All right, the user object here is a mongoose object. So when we call save, it will actually go to the database and it will save this object to the database. So it affects the database. Okay. All right, if you don't have any question, we're gonna move on to our today's topic, which is very easy in theory, right? But you can do a lot more with the code. Like we learn a simple way of simple thing, and then we can use that to do more stuff. All right. Okay, I'm gonna end this video. Stop. Stop. Oh, when it's online. Google.